Hey everybody. You know, I did a whole thing a month or so ago where I rearranged the whole closet. And it doesn't really look that different, but like I organized it. I made sure everything had a place, everything was in that place. And the one thing I can't find is the little mini tripod I had this camera on. And I was pretty sure it was sitting with this camera, which did not move from that spot from the last time I used it. Because I'm not taking this one out with me necessarily. It works well here, and I bring it sometimes. It's not really the point. The point is that I definitely had it. It was definitely here somewhere, and I probably grabbed it and used it for another purpose. What that purpose was, where it's gone, I don't know. Anyway, it's been actually a good bit since I did this. It's probably a month. Videos are still coming out now. Today, it's like the middle of the vacation. So there's still plenty more to keep going. But I took a break because, well, after I got done with all of the vacation stuff and then moved on to having to edit a huge backlog of things and continue to go out when possible, but only do pictures. We haven't done video in quite some time. It's been about a month and a half since I broke out the video cameras for anything. The backlog took a while. I got sick. I was really sick for like a week with a cold that kept me from doing much of anything. And then there was just keeping up with it. So over the past few weekends, I've done a lot of editing and less of doing other things. That being said, fully caught up with editing. Entirely everything scheduled out, which is good because I knew I'd be taking some time off in May as I've got a trip to Kansas for bird watching, which will be great. I assume. We'll see. I don't know if any video will come out of that, but a lot of pictures, which was something that I want to do over the past week or two. I finally tapped myself out on spending money that I was like, well, I really shouldn't, but I'm okay. And then I shouldn't, but I'm okay. And then it became, no, you're no longer okay. And that was with a purchase that was not this. This is the old gimbal mount that I've had for years and I've been using. It has never been great. It's, if you look up something specific about this gimbal, it was cheap to begin with, and a lot of people say, well, the quality is great if you'll take it apart and replace all the grease that's in there. And so I've had it for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years and never done that and just kind of dealt with it because I put it on a monopod. That's what we've been using for a real long time, is a monopod with this on there. But that's not going to work if I'm sitting in one place in Kansas taking pictures over the course of a full day. I can't have the monopod. That's going to get tiring. It's not going to be ready to go. So I did buy a new gimbal head, and then I canceled that order when I did the money and went, oh, no, 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 you do not. No, sir, cannot afford that. So that didn't happen. So I greased this one up real good. Took it all the way apart, broke it all the way down. There's a guide online, several of them, I think, but at least the one I found where someone was like, hey, here's what I did. I followed that on how to take it apart, how to disassemble it, where to remove grease from, replace all the grease on it, and it's nice now. Yeah, it's great. And I got a tripod to go with that. That I'd already ordered. That I wasn't canceling. I don't have it out. It's in a bag, but I'm sure you'll see it at some point soon. It's just, it's like the other tripod that I've been using. I've been using that Peak design tripod for years, and that's great. The only thing about it is that it's got that fixed head, the ball mount head, which I have used, but it is really not meant for big cameras with big wildlife. It works great for just about everything else that I've used it for. That's the only thing, is putting the gimbal on there is basically not gonna know. And then you've got two different things, like the ball moving and then the gimbal, and it becomes a whole mess with that. So I really just needed a good tripod. I like the brand that I went with. We'll see it at some point. Again, I'm not going to get out of the bag because this is Friday and I'm getting ready to go out over the weekend to do things. I've got a plan that usually over the past, I don't know, couple years since I really got into doing this regularly and had a schedule instead of just kind of whenever I felt like it, which is what I did in Wyoming. So since moving to Colorado, it has become a every other weekend and then edit on the off weekends. And that has maintained, and I did that consistently all of 2025, which was really cool. So throughout this year, we've been doing somewhat of the same besides having a vacation and staying on top of it and then taking some time off for editing. But, for the most part, it's continued. But that is like, go out one day, go out another day, edit the next weekend. I think I'm going to try for 3 days this weekend. I just feel like I could do that and still get all the other things done that I want to do around here at the house and keep to my normal schedule. So I think I might do, the plan is right now, what I've thought of in my head is tomorrow's Saturday. Birdwatching meetup is later, after the sunrise. So if I go before the sunrise, I can go take pictures. I'll already have all the camera stuff with me. Take some pictures, stick a camera on, just walk around, come along. That's the name of what I do there, where I don't do any commentary. Then Sunday, I can either go back out and do more pictures, or I could do audio. That's something that I'm starting up and doing. And either way, I can put on a mic and walk around and do that, which is another thing that I tried over that vacation. Haven't gotten back to it yet since then, but I'm kind of excited to do that. That might come out sooner. We'll see. I don't know. It depends on the editing and all that, and if whether or not it works. I got a new mic system a month ago when I still thought I had money to do that. So I'm excited to do that, and I think I could do that for just a little bit Sunday, because I usually have plans on Sunday anyway. And then Monday would be a big day. Monday would be the video cameras. Monday would be why I'm getting the bags ready for everything there, and I'm charging the big beefy batteries and do all of that. I haven't touched these in a good bit of time. I just have to pick a location. The only thing, like, that's photos, then either more photos or audio. Kind of thinking audio for Sunday. So photos on Saturday, audio or more photos on Sunday. Monday, big day. Monday will be video. It's just a question of, do I go lightweight and take those two cameras and go find a spot and maybe move around a bit and see? Might do that. Haven't decided yet. Or do I kind of stay stationary and I take the big cameras? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about right now, because it's Friday. But that'll be split up into different videos throughout the course of the next week or two. So who knows? Kind of getting the hopes up there, talking about it a bit too early. At the very least, this can be the lead into nothing, because if I go out tomorrow, I won't be recording a vlog in any kind of way. This is simply here's what's coming up, and I'm thinking about it and talking about some of the things I'm very excited to go into. This is the end of April that I'm recording this. It'll be May by the time this comes out, probably mid to late May, because it's kind of a month long, or a month that I've got there. I will be going to Kansas in a few weeks. By the time this is out, I will already have been there and back again. A Kansas Tale by Bilbo Baggins. He went to Kansas at some point. You remember that? You remember after Bilbo went and did the whole dragon and under the mountain and all that, then he went to Kansas. So that's what I've got going on right now. I've got a lot of things packed up. I'm getting ready for everything else. I realize now this video is nothing. So this is just a tripod. Not just a tripod, but a tripod that I spent a lot of time deliberating over and looking at used ones to try to figure out if that's going to be. And then I had very specific requirements, because I really do like that Peak Design tripod. This weighs nothing. This actually weighs almost nothing. This is carbon fiber, like that. The other one was not carbon fiber. The other was aluminum, right? Peak Design makes really nice products. I really like those. They're expensive. That other, like a carbon fiber, one of these, again, that would not work for the purposes of what we need for the tripod head, but that other one was probably twice the price of this. This is by Benro. Blackbird Pro, TBB Pro C15, sure. Whatever that all means. Here's what I wanted about it. I wanted something super lightweight, compact, heavy duty, can handle the gimbal head. Tested it on there with the camera, works great. I like the flip locks rather than the twist locks, so that I can flip them, instead of twisting them, and then it will extend, and I can do that for all of them in there. Quick to set up, quick to break down. Put the gimbal head on there. Already got the foot for the tripod on there, because I'm not using that when I'm walking around. I mean for the camera. And there we go. So now there's something about this video. That is what I have in a bag ready to go. Probably won't use it this weekend unless I decide to change up and not do one of the things I just mentioned. We'll see. Things are very much still up in the air, and whether or not what I want to do. But I'm just astounded by how lightweight this is. Honestly, in one hand, I have this vlog camera on a little mini tripod that's maybe 5 inches tall. It is lighter, but it's not by much for a full-size tripod. This is impressive. Carbon fiber is cool. Carbon fiber is not a new technology. This has been around for a while. I've been wanting to get a carbon fiber tripod for a long time, but I haven't been able to afford it because they're expensive. And even getting this one, they have much better, much nicer ones, but this will suit me, I think, for all the purposes that I need and be lightweight enough that I can travel with it and take it. So I'm excited about that. That was really the last hurrah of purchasing before I went, you're cut off, totally done, no more, stop that, because I have the Kansas trip coming up. I have to pay for the gas and the food and the stay and the, all of those things are going to cost several $100s, probably more like, well, what was the Airbnb, like $300? And then gas. Funny thing, didn't mention in the last video, which would have come out, found out, I think I'd found out by the time I was recording that because I'd had it for a week and I went and got gas, but premium gas is expensive. I went from driving cheap gas cars to a premium gas car, and it's not that cheap. It's not that much. I mean, it is that much more, but yeah, it's just, when possible, I don't put the AC on and I roll my windows down. So there's that. That, as a trip to Kansas, will be interesting. That's at least 4 hours of driving, probably more. Gonna be fun. Gonna be a great trip. Gonna be fun. I don't know. I might, at least on the drive there, I'm thinking, stop along the way and like do some video and take pictures and things like that. I have to decide. I have a few more weeks to decide what all I'm taking and prep for that. I've got camping stuff to take, even though I'm staying in a location. I'd at least like to have some of it. I know I'll need, a chair to sit in for the course of the day of bird watching we will be doing. I'm sure I'll be walking around and things like that, but it is on someone's property. Hence why I'm being kind of vague about it. This person is opened up for, bird watching, but that doesn't mean that I can just go blabbering about it anywhere. And that's why I won't really be recording videos from there at all. I'll probably record around everything else, and then maybe I'll take some pictures if the pictures are vague enough and it's not like, and here's their house in the background while I take these pictures. I don't know what the location looks like. I've never been there, but I'm very excited to go. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I expect to see quite a lot of birds. So there might be more stuff out of that, less so on on YouTube and probably more on Patreon as I like talk through and like go through the photos like I usually do, and we look at the birds that I saw and stuff like that. That'll be happening in the next few weeks, but it will not be this weekend, because this weekend I just laid out the whole plan of what I plan to do. And now I'm going to go play video games because it's Friday after work, and that's what I typically do. Now that everything is ready, batteries are charged, cameras are packed, memory cards are inserted. I'm trying to do a buckle with one hand while not looking at it because I was looking at the camera. New tripod is here. Nothing too much to write home about, but I'm super excited about it. Gimbal head, a new one would be nice at some point. A really nice one would be nice at some point, but those are like getting close to $1,000 there. Maybe one day, but for now, this suits me just fine. Just like everything else I'm doing. The lens, the camera, everything else will suit me just fine for the time being. And now, the end of this video, because I will have nothing to follow up with it tomorrow. Bye, everybody.